Hello everyone, all you movie lovers out there. There's a lot of yous. This is the last one, the last video in the top 100 films. My films. My thoughts, my movies, you know what I mean? So, I'll try not to talk too much on this one, but some things I'll be talking about. Some movies I'll be talking about. So let's get started. The last 25. Yeah, there's one was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and now today's Thursday, and this is it. So let's get started. The Titanic. Yes, it's in my top 100. Feature film part 1, feature film part 2, special features. Now, when this movie first came out back in years ago, the thought was, to me, I kind of already seen Titanic movies over the years, earlier ones than this. Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet, right? James Cameron film. Now, the thing is, most of us, which is 99%, I would imagine, know about the Titanic, and it sunk, right? People died, the whole story, it's all over. The only thing is, my thought, and Kathy, my wife, thought too, was how would they put the movie together? How would they do that, right? So of course, what else are you going to do? You're going to do a love story, right? Love story. And that's what this movie's about. Basically, love story. So we wanted to show them, we've seen this. I thought it was a very good movie. I thought they put it together well. It all had kinds of special effects and everything and all that stuff. Everybody knows. Now, the movie was good, right? And, you know, you're sitting there and you're watching it. You're totally involved in the movie. Yeah, the whole theater was packed. There wasn't an empty seat in the whole friggin' place. Big screen, or fair-sized big screen for the time. Anyway, so, of course, it gets to the end of the movie, right? You know, and people that are running around, you know, running here, running there, everywhere, right? There wasn't enough lifeboats and all that kind of stuff, right? So, of course, it sinks, right? People are in the water. Now, when they showed the scene with all the people in the water and stuff like that, it started getting quiet in the theater. You can hear a pin drop. It was so quiet, right? Nobody was saying a bloody word. So quiet. And the scene where the lady's holding onto their little baby, and she's frozen, and the baby's frozen, people started crying. Yeah, you hear people crying and sobbing and stuff like that. So that scene, the end of the movie where everybody's frozen, got to everybody. Everybody had, I don't know, most people, I shouldn't say everybody, this number, but most people had tears crying. A lot of people were crying, yeah. So, Jack, come back, Jack. Yes. Kathy and I both love this movie. So, that's the story behind this movie. Why it's in my top 100. Because my wife loved this movie, and so did I. The Titanic. Jack! Silence of the Lambs. Put the lotion in the basket. Jodie Foster. This is a very good movie. Yes. If you haven't seen Silence of the Lambs, you gotta watch it. This was the best picture of 1991. Now, the Universal monster, classic monsters, you know, Dracula, like on here, Bride of Frankenstein, Creature, all those movies, all the movies, all the old monster movies. Loved monster movies ever since I was a kid. I used to have the Super 8s, you know, with the projector, or I had one of those too. And I found out later, I had all kinds of those Super 8 things, you know, in the little boxes. Yeah, those, I don't know, 3 or 4 minute cuts. I don't know where the hell they are now, but even the problem was my projector, you had to buy light bulbs, like little bulbs, light bulbs. And as time went by, it got harder and harder and harder to find light bulbs. The last time I found a light bulb was down in Queen Street, Queen and Logan, in the drugstore down there. And I bought one, and after that, I could never get another light bulb. For years, I kept that projector, and one day, a long time ago now, I threw it out. I don't know what I did with it, but I threw them out, and I don't even know what I did with the movies. But the thing is, what movie do I pick from here? Of course, I picked Frankenstein, Boris Karloff. Yeah. In the beginning, there was Frankenstein, which, that's not Frankenstein, that's the monster. Frankenstein's monster. He was known as the monster, not Frankenstein. Frankenstein was the doctor, right? So later on, everybody started calling him Frankenstein, but he's not. It's the monster. Anyway, there it is, Frankenstein. It's hard to pick out monster movies, but this one is a definitely must. Frankenstein. I'm pretty sure I seen Frankenstein on CBC here in Canada way a long time ago. That's one of those, I think it was a Friday or Saturday night they used to show movies. You know, like movies, right? Late at night. The last thing they did was show a movie, and then they put the CBC sign thing on at the end, and it lasted all night. The TV didn't go all night back in those days. It shut off at 12 o'clock or whatever it was, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. So, yeah. Frankenstein, the monster. Lawrence of Arabia, based on a true story. Right? Best Picture, 1962. Alec Guinness, Anthony Quinn. Peter O'Toole. This is a fantastic movie. If you haven't seen Lawrence of Arabia, I highly recommend watching Lawrence of Arabia. Another love story, people. Movies most of them are love stories. You know. Based on the book. Pretty sure it was a book. The Last of the Mohegans. Daniel Day-Lewis. Chinichuk. It's about the brutal French and Indian War in colonial America. Hawkeye falls in love with Madeline Stowe, of a proud British colonel vows to protect her at any cost. Another sad movie, well, in a roundabout way, right? You gotta watch this movie too. If you haven't seen Last of the Mohegans, watch it. Shawshank Redemption. Tim Robbins, Morgan Freeman. They're in prison. It's a good story. It totally holds your interest for the whole friggin' movie. And it has a great friggin' ending. Fantastic ending. Shawshank Redemption. Watch it. Okay. John Wayne, people. John Wayne. Yes, there's a John Wayne in the top 100. Can you believe it? Yeah, you can believe it. Stagecoach. John Wayne and Claire Trevor, winner of 2 Academy Awards. Can't remember which ones, but anyway. Bunch of people on the stagecoach. A lovely story. Watch it. Gary Cooper. Historical epic from Cecil B. DeMille. Gary Cooper and Paulette Goddard. There's a real sad song. There's a real sad part at the end of the movie. Kind of get you a little teary-eyed. You know me by now. I get a little teary-eyed. What can I say? Yes. Lovely movie. Watch it. $1939 was a great year for movies. I think also 1941. There's a lot of good movies in 1939. I don't want to start, saying what they were, because it'll take too long. Of course, everybody knows this movie, Gone with the Wind. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Anyway, there you go. Best Picture, 1939. Gone with the Wind. Clark Gable, Vivian Leigh, Leslie Howard, Olivia de Havilland, and I think she's still alive. Fantastic movie. Watch it. Planet of the Apes. There's a few Planet of the Apes movies. This is the first one, and this is, for me, the best one. I seen this when this first came out at the Downtown Show here in Toronto. And I seen them all at the Downtown Show. This is a fantastic movie. Science fiction movie, sci-fi, whatever you want to call it. Fantastic movie. Roddy McDowall. Kim Hunter. Charlton Heston, of course. Get your hands off me, you damn filthy ape. Planet of the Apes. It's a fun movie, people. And this is the best one of the bunch. A musical. A musical. Rose of Washington Square. Tyrone Power, Alice Faye, and Al Jolson. Musicals. This is a fun movie. Alright, so it's even got a slip box. What year did I say was the best year for movies? 1939. Excuse me. Ball of Fire. Gary Cooper and Barbara Stanwyck. She hides out in a house full of old guys. See all the old guys? She drives them all nuts. Gary Cooper and Barbara Stanwyck in Ball of Fire. 1941. It's a fun movie. I might even watch that today again. Who knows? Bunch of grumpy old men, and then in comes Barbara Stanwyck. And you know what her name is? Her name's Sugar Puss. Watch it. If you haven't seen Ball of Fire with Barbara Stanwyck, 1941. So what did I tell you about 1941? All right. I don't know. I think this is the second or third time this movie's been made. But anyway, Judy Garland and James Mason, A Star Is Born. Lovely singing in this movie too. A Star Is Born. This is 1954. What happens when you're singing in a band, right? Playing the piano and singing and stuff, and some guy comes in and sits down and watches you play and sing and all that. Big star. Anyway, she turns into a star. And what happens to the big guy that turns into a star? He starts drinking. He drinks a lot. Anyway, A Star Is Born. Judy Garland. Great movie. Hey, Bobby Gosh, man, you out there? Thanks to you. I kind of knew about this movie before a long time ago, but I kind of forgot about it, you know what I mean? But you mentioned it, and there was a few other mentions and all that kind of stuff, and I had my mind setting on picking this up from Amazon, and one day I was down at the thrift store down around the corner there in Pape, and lo and behold, 1964's The Train, Burt Lancaster. This is a very good movie. I like this movie a lot. Yeah, I paid $1.50 for this. I was going to pay $15, but before I pulled the trigger on $15, I found this for $1.50. You can't go wrong. So there you go, Bobby Goss. Here's another movie. Another one of those Friday night or Saturday night movies on CBC here in Toronto. I don't know whether they started at 10:30 or 11 o'clock. I don't know. I can't remember. It was so long ago. I was only a kid. I think it was in the 60s or something. I don't know. So much stuff to remember. The saying is, I forget more than I remember. The Fightin' Sullivans. Man, is this a tearjerker. Yeah, every time I bring them watch this, it never fails. I got this movie, years ago I recorded it off of TV, you know, with commercials and everything. I tried to cut the commercials out, and I didn't do a bad job. But then I recorded it again years later off of TCM, the whole friggin' movie, right? Like the whole movie I recorded, and I watched that one. I watched that a lot, but I watch it, right? And now, same thing, down at the thrift store, $1.50. I'm thinking, that's it, that's mine. $1.50. So I watched, first time I saw this movie, I was only a very young kid, probably a teenager, 13, 14, something like that, 15. Well, I was already in the movies back then. I always been in the movies, going to the show, movies, whatever. I've seen this. And now I saw it for the first time, and I actually bawled my eyes out. Yeah, I was only like 13 or 14 or something, back in the 60s or whatever it was. It's like, you gotta be kidding me, right? So that's why they changed it, as far as I understand. Changed the rules long ago. You can't have the same members of the family like together in a any kind of a place, I guess, like, let alone on a battleship. So there's The Fightin' Sullivans. People, if you haven't seen this movie, check it out. You'll love it. But make sure you got a box of Kleenex beside you. Science fiction at its best, story-wise, everything, all put together in a movie. Yes, 1951. The day, yeah, I was born in 1951. The old guy like me, 1951. This movie came out in 1951, and this movie stars Michael Rennie, Patricia Neal plays a real good part, Hugh Marlowe, Sam Jaffe, Billy Gray. There's Billy Gray again. Frances Bavier. Why does that name sound familiar? Frances. She was in a TV show? I think so. Anyway, a spaceship lands in Washington, D.C., capturing the attention of the world. But the LNMRC, Michael Rennie, it brings, refuses to reveal its mission to any single government, leaving the military, the politicians, and a million of ordinary people to wait in fear. Soon the distrust turns to calls for violence. But one young woman and her son, Patricia Neal and Billy Gray, befriend him, and soon realize they may be all that stands between the human race and total destruction. The Day the Earth Stood Still. A great friggin' movie. And this one. Sorry people, I don't know, but you'll have to put this guy in the top 100. He's well deserved for the movies. I know we made a lot of, what do we want to call it? It's kind of cheesy movies. You know, I don't like all his movies either, but this one I do like. Jailhouse Rock, Elvis Presley, 1957. Started all the rock and roll. Well, Elvis didn't start rock and roll, but anyway, movie-wise, if he made more, yeah, it's hard to explain Elvis, but Jailhouse Rock, he made a lot of cheesy movies, and I get it, right? He made like 3 movies a year, and they were all the same. So he's picking up the paycheck, right, and buying motorcycles for everyone. I get it. He had a big family. What are you going to do? But Jailhouse Rock, Elvis Presley, 1957. Watch it. It's a good movie. I really like the movie. I like all the Elvis Presley movies in a certain way, but there's only a few that I really like. Right? Like King Creole. I like that, you know. Kid Galahad. I thought it was all right. 3 other ones, I can name them, and I can name all the ones that are cheesy, but I'm not doing that. So, Jailhouse Rock, Elvis. Hope this is not getting too long. This has just come out a few years ago. The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. What year was this? 2009. Wow. It was a little while ago. What, 10 years ago? Yeah. Based on the best-selling novel, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. 2 little boys meet each other. They become friends. Yes, this little guy sitting here brings this little guy food. This little guy's behind the fence. See the barbed wire fence? Yeah, and they talk and chat with each other. You're not gonna like the ending though. Another sad movie at the end, and you're not gonna like it. But the movie-wise, if you can get past all those kind of things, movie-wise, story-wise, it's very good. I recommend it. You can watch it. The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. I like this movie. Shut up. Christopher Reeve. Jane Seymour. Somewhere in Time. He sacrificed life in the present to find love in the past. Very good movie. He goes back in time. Yes. If you haven't seen this movie, hey, it's another one I recommend. You'll probably like it. It's a love story. What? Another John Wayne movie? Yes, people. The Searchers. One of John Wayne's best movies. He made a lot of movies. But this is one of his best movies. Now that's just me talking. See? You even get a miniature John Wayne comic book from Dell. This costs you a lot of money if you bought this in near mint condition from a Dell comic book. But anyway, that's another story. Comic books. I love those too. Anyway, that's John Wayne's The Natalie Wood. Disc 2, bonus features, and Disc 1, the movie. Now, if you haven't seen this one, I don't know, too many people, I don't know if anybody likes John Wayne or not, but anyway, if you haven't watched too many John Wayne movies, if you're going to watch a John Wayne movie, seek out The Searchers. Put that over there. Oh, now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. The nitty-gritty, it's called.
What is thy bidding, my master? I am your father. If you only knew the power of the dark side. You have learned much, young one.
Yes, what is it? What's it going to be? Star Wars. Star Wars, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back, and Star Wars, A New Hope. I know there's all these movies, and there's bonus material in this box set, but I can't pick one out because I do like them all. Now, when this movie first came out, 1977. Oh, anyway, where am I putting this at? Anyway, put that down there.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
So anyway, 1977, me and my first wife, her name is Darlene, Kelly, my daughter, she lives upstairs. 1977, Kelly's probably 4 or 5 years old, something like that, at least 5 years old. We go to the theater, we go to the show, the movies, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, we just get to the show, we walk along the street in the place, and we walk into the movie, buy our tickets, get our popcorn, and have a seat. There's no lineups. First weekend, there's no lineups. There was no lineups. We have a seat. Watched it. Star Wars. Lovely movie. Great time. Had a great movie. It's Star Wars. The beginning of all this stuff. Star Wars. The beginning of everything in science fiction. These kind of movies. Star Wars. A little movie. Yeah, it's called a little movie. In 1977. Star Wars. And now look where it is now. Of course, Walt Disney, $1 billion here and there, what do you want? But anyway, 1977, it was called The Little Movie. Go see The Little Movie, Star Wars. And as time went by, it kind of grew. Yes, it kind of grew. More and more people went and seen it. More and more people liked it. There were actually lineups later, but not the first weekend. No, it wasn't. But anyway, that was then. And now look where it is. Anyway, let's get down to the nitty-gritty, the bottom, and we're getting near the bottom. This is a Christmas movie. Yes, I put a Christmas movie in my top 100. I watch this friggin' movie every friggin' year. And always watch it. Just makes me feel happy. Yeah. I get giggles. I watch it. Yeah. You'll shoot your eye out. A Christmas Story. Well, back then, this was the 20th anniversary, this thing. But anyway, I don't know how many years it is now, but see. Bob Clark film. Darren McGavin and Melinda Dillon and Peter Billingsley. Based on the novel In God We Trust. All Others Pay Cash by Gene Shepard. It's a good little movie. If you have never seen A Christmas Story, watch it. I know a lot of people that watch this movie. Can't put it back in the box. Oh, there it goes. Anyway, I know a lot of people that watch this movie every year. Some people watch it 2 or 3 times. They love it. But anyway, there you go. And now this one, third. This is number 3. The Beatles, A Hard Day's Night. I seen this at the Downtown Show also. I seen a lot of movies at the Downtown Show. A lot of times they had double bills, you know, like an A movie and a B movie. Sometimes the B movie was better than the A movie, but, you know. But anyway, this was playing at the Downtown. The first weekend it came out. I was there. And there was girls there too, and boys. There was a whole bunch of us. We packed the friggin' place. Everybody was singing along with the songs. Had a great time. And the foot-long hot dogs with mustard and relish were great. Uh-oh. Yeah, anyway, A Hard Day's Night. And then after that, Herman Hermits, Dave Clark 5, you know, everybody else and his mother's uncle. There was all kinds of movies, musical movies. Put this down somewhere. All right. This one, Bluebird of Happiness. 1940, I think it was. Yes, 1940. They didn't get Shirley Temple to make The Wizard of Oz. A year later, she comes out with this one, The Bluebird of Happiness. Most people don't even know about this movie today, where we are. But this was a fun little movie in 1940, and even today, it was. And it is still, to me, a great little movie, The Bluebird of Happiness. Now let's get right down to number one. The number one movie. My number one movie. Can you guess what it is? Of all time. First time I seen it in color was 1972. Yes. And I sat there and went, oh my God. The Wizard of Oz. This came out in 1989. And even has a little booklet on it. This is a VH movie, and I bought this in 1989, and I paid $24.99 for it on sale. Down on the Waniva Avenue, down in the beaches, or Queen Street, Lee Avenue. There was a little mall down there. I got on the streetcar and I went down and paid $24.99 for this, The Wizard of Oz. And that's my top 100. This is number one of all time. 1939, The Wizard of Oz. All right, movie lovers, that's it for the top 100. So I hope you enjoyed all that and this and that and whatever. Anyway, keep watching those movies, and God bless, and love your mom and dad. All right, talk to you later, movie lovers. Have a good day.